Salah is leaving Liverpool, but the real shock is not that he is leaving. The real shock is where he might go next, because right now there are three massive possibilities on the table. Saudi Arabia, with clubs like Al Hilal and Al Ittihad. The United States, with Major League Soccer teams like Inter Miami and LAFC. And a third option that no one is talking about, a dramatic return to AS Roma. And honestly, each of these destinations changes football history in a different way. But before we break it down, let's be clear, this is not just a transfer story. This is the end of an era for Liverpool and the beginning of one of the most controversial career decisions in modern football. Mohamed Salah has been the face of Liverpool for years, carrying them in the Premier League, scoring in Champions League finals, winning trophies and becoming one of the greatest African players of all time. But now, at this stage of his career, the question is no longer what he has done. The question is what he will do next. And this is where things get controversial. Because fans are divided. Some say he should stay in Europe and continue at the highest level. Others believe he should go to Saudi Arabia and secure one final massive contract. And some fans believe he should chase a legacy move in MLS, or even go back to Roma, where he was once loved before he became a global superstar. Let's start with the Saudi Arabia option, because this is the most realistic and the most controversial. Saudi clubs like Al Ittihad and Al Hilal have already shown interest in global stars, and they have the financial power to offer Salah one of the biggest contracts in football history. If he chooses this path, it will not just be a transfer, it will be a statement that the era of European dominance is slowly shifting, but critics will say he is choosing money over competition, and that is where the debate becomes toxic, because is it really wrong for a player at this stage of his career to secure his future financially, or should he continue competing at the highest level in Europe? Now the second option, Major League Soccer in the United States. This is where things get even more interesting, because clubs like Inter Miami and LAFC are building a league full of global superstars with players like Lionel Messi, already changing the entire football culture in America. If Salah joins MLS, it will not just be about football. It will be about global entertainment, marketing, and legacy. Expansion imagines Salah and Messi in the same league again, but this time not as teammates but as rivals. That alone would break the internet. But the criticism here is similar. People will say MLS is not competitive enough for a player of his level, and then there is the third option, the most emotional one, AS Roma. This is where Salah became a world-class talent before joining Liverpool. A return to Roma would not be about money or power. It would be about legacy and emotion. It would be about closing the circle of his career in a place where he was once loved deeply by fans. But realistically, this move is the least likely because Roma cannot compete financially with Saudi Arabia or MLS. But in football, sometimes emotion wins over logic, and that is what makes this option so fascinating. But here is the truth that nobody wants to say out loud. Mohamed Salah is not just deciding a club. He is deciding how the final chapter of his career will be remembered. Will he be remembered as a player who stayed at the top level until the very end? Or a player who chose a new challenge in a growing football market? Or a player who returned to where it all started to complete his story? And this is where the debate becomes explosive, because Liverpool fans are already emotional about his departure. Some believe he should never leave European football, while others understand that every player has a different ending to their story, and Salah is now at that crossroads where every decision will be judged heavily. So when people ask where is Mohamed Salah going next, the real answer is not a club, it is a direction. It is a choice between legacy, money, and emotion, and whatever he chooses, it will define how football remembers him forever. Now, I want to hear your opinion. Do you think Salah should go to Saudi Arabia for the biggest contract in football history? Should he go to MLS and join the new era of global football? Or should he return to Roma and complete his emotional journey drop? Your answer in the comments, because this debate is just getting started and football fans around the world are about to explode over this decision.